Ever wonder how cybercriminals intercept your data? Heard about sniffing attacks? In the vast world of cybersecurity, sniffing attacks are one of the many ways cybercriminals can get their hands on your precious data. But what exactly is a sniffing attack? Well, imagine your data as a series of letters traveling through a busy postal service, the internet. In a sniffing attack, cybercriminals act like an unscrupulous postmaster, secretly opening your letters, reading your private correspondence, then sealing them back up without anyone being the wiser. In more technical terms, sniffing attacks involve the interception and capture of data packets as they traverse a network. These packets can contain all sorts of information, from your login credentials to your credit card numbers to your personal emails. With the right tools, cybercriminals can sift through these packets, extracting your sensitive data. Sniffing attacks, when successful, can expose your sensitive information to cybercriminals. Understanding how sniffing attacks work is the first step in defending against them. Let's dive right in and demystify the process. Sniffing attacks begin with a tool known as a sniffer, a software application or hardware device designed to intercept and log traffic passing over a digital network. This tool operates much like a wiretap, capturing data packets as they flow through the network. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is a data packet? Think of it as a tiny parcel of data carrying important information from one computer to another across the internet. It's like a mini digital postman delivering your emails, web pages, or online transactions. A sniffer exploits this delivery system. It's like a digital eavesdropper, clandestinely capturing these data packets as they traverse the network. The sniffer then decodes the packets, transforming them from a jumble of ones and zeros into something more meaningful and readable. This is where the danger lies. Inside these data packets could be your sensitive information, credit card numbers, passwords, personal messages, you name it. If the sniffer is in the hands of a malicious entity, your information could be used for nefarious purposes like identity theft or financial fraud. Now, sniffers aren't inherently bad. In fact, they're essential tools for network administrators for troubleshooting and maintaining network health. But like a double-edged sword, in the wrong hands, they can cause harm. It's also important to note that sniffers can't intercept all data indiscriminately. They are limited by their location within the network. In a switched network, for instance, sniffers can only capture data flowing through the same switch. However, sophisticated attackers can overcome this limitation by using techniques like ARP spoofing to trick the network into sending them more data. Sniffing attacks may sound complicated, but in essence, they're about capturing and analyzing your data. And now that you have a basic understanding of how sniffing works, you've taken the first step towards defending against these attacks. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into strategies to help keep your data safe. Now that you know what sniffing attacks are, it's time to learn how to defend against them. Sniffing attacks can be a nuisance, but there's good news. With some strategic planning and proactive measures, you can protect your data from these cyber predators. So, how do you do it? Let's dive in. Firstly, use encrypted connections. Encryption is like a secret code that scrambles your data, making it indecipherable to snoopers. When your data travels across an encrypted connection, it's like it's in a protective bubble, safe from prying eyes. So, always use HTTPS for websites and SL or TLS for email. Secondly, keep your software updated. Software updates are not just annoying reminders that pop up on your screen, they are vital for your cybersecurity. Developers often release updates to fix security vulnerabilities that could be exploited by sniffers. So always keep your operating system, your applications, and especially your antivirus software up to date. Next, make use of firewalls. Firewalls act like a security guard, monitoring the data that comes in and goes out of your network. They block unauthorized access and warn you of potential threats. Be sure to configure your firewall correctly and keep it active at all times. Another strategy is to use virtual private networks or VPNs. VPNs create a secure tunnel for your data to travel through, hiding it from sniffers. It's like taking a private secret tunnel instead of the public highway. Lastly, educate yourself and others about phishing scams. Many sniffing attacks start with a successful phishing attempt. So, be cautious of any suspicious emails and never click on links or download attachments from unknown sources. Remember, the key to defending against sniffing attacks is vigilance and a proactive approach to cybersecurity. It's not just about using the right tools, but also about staying informed and being aware of the latest threats and how to counter them. Defending against sniffing involves a multi-layered approach, but these steps provide a solid starting point. To wrap up, here are the most important points to remember about defending against sniffing. First up, we can't stress enough the importance of encryption. Encryption is your first line of defense in a world where data is the new gold. It essentially translates your data into a code that can only be read with the correct key. This means that even if a sniffer does manage to intercept your data, all they will get is a bunch of gibberish. Next, we have software updates. Now it's easy to dismiss those pesky update notifications that keep popping up on your screen. But here's the thing. These updates often include security patches that fix vulnerabilities sniffers could exploit. So the next time you're tempted to click "Remind me later," remember the risk you're taking with your data security. Then, there's the firewall. Think of it as a virtual bouncer, keeping the undesirables out. It monitors your network traffic and can block suspicious activity. A well-configured firewall can be a formidable barrier against sniffing attacks. Let's not forget about secure networks. Avoid using public Wi-Fi whenever possible. These networks are often unsecured, making them a prime hunting ground for sniffers. If you have to use public Wi-Fi, make sure to use a VPN to secure your data. Lastly, stay informed. Cybersecurity is a rapidly evolving field. New threats emerge every day, and so do new defenses. Staying up to date with the latest developments can give you the edge you need to stay one step ahead of the sniffers. In conclusion, defending against sniffing attacks is a multifaceted process. It involves a combination of robust encryption, regular software updates, a well-configured firewall, secure networks, and an ongoing commitment to cybersecurity education. Stay vigilant, stay updated, and remember, your data is valuable. Protect it with these steps against sniffing attacks.